What a day. What a day, and it just started. What a day, and it just started for Ventilation Friday. Absolutely, this is... As you know, there are different levels of this. This is a very nice thing of what I do. I have LionelMedia.com. This is my private, completely, absolutely unedited, uncensored, unexpurgated, brutal channel where I get to speak at levels like adults. I get to talk about anything there is, any subject, verboten, allowed, okay. Never filthy, never like these people today who think that the F-bomb, that they've just invented this, that this somehow adds a degree of coolness to their words because of the F-bomb. I don't know where this is. It's stupid. I told you the other day, I was listening to that Crystal Balls or whatever her name is, and I was so I think you're an adult and you're speaking like this, like a child. And this one, if I hear this, effing this dude, that's it. Click. Dude, F this. Enough. You just invented this. What did you invent? No, it's been around. Use it as go ahead and curse, but use it as a spice. Not as a substitution for wit. I don't know what's going on with people. People are morons. Nobody can speak. I wish I could just, I cannot believe it. This, and this stuff that people talk about. This is my ventilation. Let me tell you something. Tucker is gone. Whatever you see him later on ain't gonna be the Tucker you remember from Fox News. Get over it. Rush Limbaugh's dead. Okay? It happens. Walter Cronkite, these moments. I will never understand. Would you please tell me what is this Svengali hole that Tucker Carlson, what did he ever say? He's a phony. He has been this chameleon. He is an elitist snob who said some good things. And I guess maybe the proles or the not even the latitudinarians, but those individuals who have never even delved beyond anything other than cable TV were overwhelmed by the fact that he said uniparty. For the love of God, he's elementary school. This isn't anything even remotely deep, or I don't know what the word is. What is going on? Every 5 minutes there's the latest. Well, Tucker, they had their upfronts. Fox News, get it through your head. Fox News doesn't need Tucker. Fox makes their money. Did you see the upfronts? They make it in the regular Fox network, NFL, NASCAR. That's where they make their money. They don't care. It's not worth it to them. But people live in, what? You mean not everybody listens or cares about? No. What are you talking about? Where is this focus? I do not understand. Dear God. That's that. Next, and this is what I want you to understand. We have to do something other than talk about stuff. Let me say this again. Okay? Let me say it again. Let me try it again. We have wonderful shows, wonderful testimony regarding, oh my God, the whistleblowers. Oh God, did you see the whistleblower Did you see the whistle? What are you going to do about the whistleblower? Nothing. What's going to happen regarding the whistleblowers? Nothing. 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 Is there any legislation? No. Is there anything going to happen? No. Are you listening to me? Pay attention to me. Pay attention. Nobody is listening to you if there is no legislation or nobody votes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand this? Let me try this one more time because you're smart. Maybe you can tell these other meatballs that you know. We're just talking about stuff. We're just talking. Oh, Tucker Carlson. Or let's talk about, did you see Prince Meghan? Or whatever. That's interesting, I guess. Oh, there's more people at the border. Did you? What? They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Joe Biden and the Democrats are laughing at you. They're organized. They get the word out. And you know what you do? Not you, but they. Put you out of the equation. You know what they do? They just talk about it. They just talk about it. They just have a real pithy interchange or exchange, rather, with Ted Cruz. And we're... Oh, boy, and you know what they'll do? On Fox, your beloved Fox, this Fox, who gives a... You work the pun out yourself. They just write these things down. Oh, this was great. Let me see. Ted Cruz, what's the word? Oh, yes, he slammed. Slammed? Did we use slam? How about torched, incinerated? Too big. Dear God, what is happening? What is happening? Do you understand me? Do you understand what I'm saying? What is happening? Why don't we do anything anymore? Next, let me see if I can try this. You want to get rid of Adam Schiff? Why? Why? Who wants to get rid of Adam Schiff? Come on, tell me. Who? And by the way, throw in George Santos. Who? Who wants to get rid of Adam Schiff? You want to just get rid of him. You want to expel him from Congress. Is that what you want to do? Anybody want to do that? Any problem with that? Who wants to expel Adam Schiff from Congress? Anybody? Anybody? Tell me. Anybody? Come on. Everybody's big on, we're going to get rid of him, right? You want to expel him. You want to just come up with a new rule. That, I just want him to go. Well, because you lied. You lied. Someone writes, who cares? That's America. The United States of, who cares? That or amnesia. I don't care. Whatever. Meh. Who cares? Did you see what's happening right now? People, I just have a resolution where I'm going to expel Adam Schiff. Well, I'm going to expel George Santos. You can't do that. Yes, well, you can't do that. The speech or debate clause. The speech or debate clause. It's the Constitution. What are you talking about? You can't do this. You can't subvert the franchise. These are the same people who scream, well, we've got to maintain the sanctity of elections. What about his election? Well, that's different. That's Adam Schiff. Morons. You can't do this. You don't say, I don't like him. I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to... And I love this one, too, where they say... Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, I've found my articles of impeachment. Is that good? Articles of impeachment. Is that good? You happy about that? Huh? Articles of impeachment. Are you happy about that? Is that a good thing? Do you want to have an impeachment? Do you want to do that? You want to stop and impeach Joe Biden a year and a half from the election? Do you think this is a good idea? Seriously, who wants to do this? Other than some kind of theoretical thing like, well, I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene, and because she's losing me on this. You want to impeach again? You were the ones who said, well, this is terrible. They did it Donald Trump. Twice he got impeached. You want to do this? Why? What about the election? We're too busy right now. You can't get anything done now. And you want to stop everything and have an impeachment hearing? So that what? This guy can stretch this thing out? And they can say, oh, thank God. We can just coast. Are you kidding me? What is the matter? I don't know where. The Supreme Court ruled correctly regarding Section 230, regarding Google and Twitter, and you want to do what? You want to do what exactly? Sue them because they posted what? ISIS photos? Are you kidding me? What is the matter with you? Do you believe in the First Amendment or not? Do you believe in Section 230? It makes sense. How about this one? Did you see this story? This is my favorite. Let me see. Okay. TikTok users sue Montana, calling the state ban unconstitutional. Montana wants to ban TikTok. Do you have any idea how stupid this is? Do you have any idea of how we're losing our... You want to ban TikTok? That's not the way we do things. I don't understand this. What are we talking about? The Constitution means nothing. That's right. I'm holding it up right here. This thing here. Well, you use it when you want, get rid of it when you want. You have this idea that somehow there's this right to abortion. Well, not anymore, not after Dobbs, but you believe this because you came up with this crazy idea of, well, it wasn't really you, it was William O. Douglas. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't get what's going on. Maybe we should go to crystal balls. What do you think, Crystal? Well, and was like, oh, shut up. What is going on? I'm among children. What is going... So let's just go through what is happening. This is my favorite. Did you see this, Bill? This is the ultimate irony. I love this. Wall Street Journal reported this. This is beautiful. You know somebody came up with this. He goes, hey, I got an idea. What? Come here. Let's call the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Yeah, call them. Why? We're going to object to chocolate milk. What? Yeah, we're going to object to chocolate milk because we worry about kids. We worry about kids? Yeah, we worry about kids. You worry about kids? Yeah. Okay. And why do we worry about kids? Because we don't want kids to drink chocolate milk. Wait a minute. Why can't they drink chocolate milk? Because it's not good for them. You're worried about what's good for them? Yeah. You sure about that? By the way, here's my brand new YouTube on a war on kids. That's exactly what it is. So wait a minute. Puberty blockers are okay. Surgery might be okay. Genital mutilation's okay. That's okay. Because the kid can elect it. The kid can say, I feel like a girl, but I was born a boy. I'm a cisgender, but I feel like, okay. But a kid can't say, I feel like chocolate milk. No. Tell me you don't see the irony of this. Tell me you're not beyond, I guess you would say hilarious. Would this constitute as hilarious? Do you understand? Do you get this? The Biden administration thinks kids can say, I think today I've read the I've read up on mastectomies, and yeah, I think it's a good one. Got to get this done before before puberty kicks in. Phil McGrath, thank you, Phil. Phil, love the sticker. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. See what Phil did right now? Did you see what Phil did? See what he did? Phil respects what we do. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Just saying, Phil, that's it. My way or the highway. Money talks and you know what walks. Thank you, Phil. You're a good man. Good man. Did you see what Phil did? Thank you, Phil. That's all I'm saying. Nobody rides for free. Nobody. Okay. This is, I'm living in a parallel universe. Did you see the other day? Oh, I'm wasting my time with this one. But I'm going to tell you. Because let me tell you, there's Little League. There's we used to have the Pony League. Howard Schoonover. Howard, thank you. Nifty new eye-catching thumbnail this morning. Yes. Thank you. I'm into thumbnails. Thank you. See what Howard did? You see? Just saying. See? Little League. We used to have Pony, Colt. I don't know what these things are. And then, high school baseball, they move up like this. Okay. Fox News, Little League. Newsmax, kindergarten, Little League. All right? Those are the two cable types. All right. Now, that's that. Citizen, civilian, alternative, and foreign media. The 27 Yankees World Series up here. Do you know what people are talking about the other day? Do you know what they're talking about? What my crew is talking about? My team, my group, my folks. The absolute hypocrisy, the 180 of Henry Kissinger saying, I think, come to think of it, Howard Schoonover, and our good friend Phil McGrath. Yeah, come to think of it, I'm thinking that maybe it might be a good idea for Ukraine to join NATO. Yeah, I just, I've been thinking about. They can't believe this. They cannot believe this. Because what they're seeing right now regarding the EU, NATO, America, Fox News, nothing. There is no in, and I keep using them kind of as like Fox Newslandia or something. It's like this place that is the hubris. Well, where are they? And then you have these other people. They just I don't know what they're talking about. What does this mean? What does World War mean? And this is the best part. You ready for this? This is the best part. I laugh at this. I laugh. 007.5 Jim. Oi. Hello, sir. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. God bless you, Jim. You know what everybody's talking about now? I love this one. Maybe they're not talking about it, but they should be talking about it. Is with AI. Oh, forget that. Just forget it. But at least, there's a little bit of sort of interesting. Sean Penn even came out. He called it what did he call it? An obsolete. What the hell did he call this? Sean Penn. He wrote this morning. At Lionel Media. That's my Twitter. This is beauteous. Where is this? Hang on a minute. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now we're getting there. Maybe. By the way, the best Lex Friedman. Number 117. Sheldon Solomon. Listen to the title. death and meaning. I love that. Okay. Here we go. Stop. Let me get this out of the way first, because this is the most important. It was our good friend. I still love it. Where is this guy? Here we go. Sean Penn calls AI a human obscenity. Sean Penn is a cretin. Straight up and bona fide. The real deal. Boeotian through and through. A step up from knuckle dragger and bona fide mouth breather. You should only be able to criticize AI if you can describe it cursorily. You moron. This guy, I can't even tell you about Sean Penn. Remember Sean Penn in Haiti? Say no more. What? Ding, 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 ding. I'm not even gonna. What does that mean? Forget it. That's why we can't say. We don't talk about that here. This was the best. I did this last night, and I'm doing it again. Guess what's going on right now in Lisbon? Tell me. What's going right now in Lisbon? Lisbon, which is the way they used to say it in Polk County. They refer to certain sexual, proclivities. Well, I think she's a Lisbon. No. Lisbon, Portugal. Oh, I'm sorry about that. What's going on in Lisbon? What's going on in Lisbon, Portugal? Tell me right now. The 69th, is it the 60? Yes. The 69th anniversary of the what? What's going on? Tell me. Come on, tell me. What's going on? Tell me. What's going on? Come on. Especially, come on, all you conspiracist types. You know it. Bilderberg. Or as Dick Long calls it, Bilderberg, which is not the same. Or, right. Bilderberg. The granddaddy of them all. Bilderberg. And look at this right now. 129 likes. You have got to be kidding me. What is going on? I mean, you know how this thing works. When you go to a play, you go like this at the end, right? That's what you do. Whether you like it or you're not, you go like, thank you very much. That's great. Well, that's what this is. You have to like this. Bilderberg. You don't know what I was going through years ago. Do you remember the 17th of December? Do you remember? Okay. Remember Jim Tucker in Bilderberg? Jim Tucker. He talked about Bilderberg. And Bilderberg, let me see, Jim Tucker, he died, bless his heart. He used to be with that Alex Jones feller. And he was an American journalist and author of Jim Tucker's Bilderberg Diary, who began to focus on Bilderberg in 1975. Tucker has been called a veteran Bilderberg observer, the doyen of Bilderberg hunters, as an oddball Washington journalist, right-wing conspiracy investigator, and he died from complications due to a fall. He was 78 in 2013. Right-wing conspiracy investigator. This is according to Wikipedia. Right-wing conspiracy. Okay, for the longest time, I and others said, what about 164 likes? What about Bilderberg? What? Bilderberg. What's the and as early as 2000, I was saying, people say, what are you talking about? The Bilderberg group, they're here. Where? What are you at it again? This is what they were telling me. This is what got me going, among other things. Oh, are you listening to that Alex Jones guy? Is that it? Forget Alex Jones. Forget him. It's happening. This is a group of people right now who meet since 1954. They are remember Rick Perry went? Remember the one in Chantilly? Of course not. Of course not. Oh, but nobody knows. Anyway, why are leaders of the free world, why are they meeting? Why? Well, guess what? CNBC writes this. A secretive annual meeting attended by the world's elite has AI top of the agenda. This is by Karen Gilchrist. Well, Karen Gilchrist, good for you. What are they going to be talking about? AI, banking system, China, energy transition, Europe, fiscal challenges, a little generic, India and industry, policy and trade, NATO, Russia, transnational threats, Ukraine, U.S. leadership. I went recently to the biggest group of, well, I shouldn't say this. Anytime you ever want to meet the jadrules, go to any kind of a club of Democrats or Republicans. So I was sitting at this table one time at this meeting of Republicans, and I'm not a Republican. Never. And George Santos walks in, and people are like, yay! I'm thinking, wait a minute, what? This guy? This is your hero? Because they don't know, because as long as you're famous, that's all they care about. They don't care what you're famous for. Famous, infamous, they don't care. So we're sitting at this table, and I think I told you this, and I was talking to these younger folks, and I'm always trying to get the younger folks to try to train them to think, to think differently. Okay, all right. So I said one of the things, and I can remember these young people are very, very nice and looking at me. I said one of the problems you got to remember is that there are groups and organizations that are secretive, and John Kennedy talked about it, and Carol Quigley, who was still Tragedy and Hope, one of the best. He was the inspiration to Bill Clinton. He did work on the Rhodes Scholarship. I mean, everything. There are groups of people. Remember, there's a reason why people want certain things to be secret. Sometimes it's fun. Anybody been in a fraternity? You have secret stuff. Believe me, nobody's asking what it is. Because I'm in, Kappa Delta Tau, and we have the golden, or the flying pickle is the symbol of, I don't know, whatever it is. So anyway, so I was talking to him. I said, you got to be very careful. When you have groups of people, the elites, who meet separate and distinct from this supra-governmental extraneous. I said, take, for example, the Bohemian Grove folks, who, and I remember sitting at this table with these very nice, they had this look of, like I'm explaining to a troglodyte plasma fields or the Higgs field. They look at me like, what? Bohemian, this is not even new. Bohemian Grove? Is that new? No, about 1878. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah. So I'm talking to these, again, remember, these folks, these conservatives, these, I don't know what you want to call them, these Republicans. I said, what exactly, what do you know? Why do you think they meet? What do you think people want to accomplish? Why are they meeting? Why don't they just pick up the phone? Why are they meeting like this? And I said, you're big into Reagan. We're like Reagan. Reagan. This fetish about Reagan. It's almost like you with Tucker. Oh, Tucker. Go. Okay, fine, all right. Reagan was good, but Nixon. Oh, Nixon got a bum deal. Good. Here's a picture of Nixon and Reagan at Bohemian Grove in, what year was this? In 1967. What? Where have you been? What do you know? Nothing. Okay. So in 1954, at the Hotel Bilderberg, came this assemblage of the elites. We've been talking about this forever. And people told me, quote, I am a conspiracy theorist. Translation, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. So rather than look up something, which I don't do, I'm just going to dismiss what you're saying as being crackpot or crazy because I don't know what you're talking about. Does that make any sense? I don't know what you're talking about. And because I don't know what you're talking about, I'm not going to say anything. You understand this? I don't know what you're talking about. And anything that you tell me that I know nothing about, I will dismiss. I will dismiss because I don't want to admit that I don't know what you're talking about. So I will make fun of you. I will chide you. I will, push you out of the way. All right, fine. There's something called the Logan Act, which I don't think has ever even been, if anybody came close to violating it, it was Hillary Clinton, but nothing ever happens with that. And basically that says that, individuals cannot be doing business on behalf of the government. Remember years ago when Jesse Jackson intervened, when there was that, remember that downed airman, the black airman? Who was he was caught by some, country, and Jesse Jackson intervened? Well, they said technically you really can't, this is before Farah, you really can't do this. Anyway, nobody's going to prosecute. So since 1954. So I asked people, and again, I'm at this table, and you can see this look up. Republicans, people who are part of the political cognoscenti, the intelligentsia, they want you to believe this. We're conservatives. We know what we're talking about. And those morons on TV, on those cable news shows, especially the ones who are desperately trying to hang on to something, because that model is collapsing. Because it's a new world. Any event. I said, let me ask you a question. What do you think would happen if since 1954, every year, let's say all of the NFL owners met secretly? What would you think about that? What would you think about that? What would you think about that? If they met secretly, what would you think about that? And you would say, well, I guarantee you, Stephen A. Smith, that brain trust, he'd be saying, well, what are they meeting for? That's right. Well, what if they went into a resort, got rid of everybody? You know how they're doing with families of people who have arranged and organized various rooms for, what it is. Anyway. People on vacation, they're booted to make room for illegal aliens or the new migrants or whatever you want to call these people. All of a sudden, they're just gone. It's like these people are coming in. Wait a minute, but I was saying, you're out, see ya. Well, that's what happened with these places. And Jim Tucker and others would show up, and you'd see them going in. They'd take pictures. And of course, Alex Jones acted like a complete idiot. He acted like a fool. He acted like a complete and total fool. You understand what I'm saying? He acted like a fool. I mean, and any interest that you might have had, he destroys it by virtue of acting like a fool. So anyway, the one year that we saw pictures of Kissinger and George Pataki, the governor of New York, all these people. Why are these politicians going to this meeting with all these people in this secret? Okay, nobody cared. Nobody cared. So yesterday, guess what they're talking about? AI. Now, what do you call the opposite? Is Russia invited to this? No. China? No. BRICS countries, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That's the other component to this. That's over here. You will never hear the word BRICS ever on Fox News. They are, remember, they're Little League. They're here. They're very basic. And Klaus Schwab wants you to eat bugs. That's right, Ainsley. I saw it too. He wants you to eat bugs. Did you know that? I love our troops. Thank you. Coming up now, they won't let you eat chocolate milk. Okay, but there's more to it than that. What? There's a drag show. Are you on that again? Yeah. That's the pinnacle. That's the brain trust. That's it. We are in levels of corruption and issues that are beyond anything you've ever seen. So anyway, so Bilderberg meets. It's incredible. And nobody even, because you're kind of used to it. Davos, G7, Sun Valley, whatever. You figure, what's the big deal, right? Isn't that what you're saying? What's the big deal? What do you care about? I don't know. How about this? Durham findings indicate that 4 investigations were shut down regarding the Clintons. Nothing's going to happen with that. Nothing's going to happen with that. Oh, you're going to love this. Tampa Bay newspaper, which is called, we used to be called the St. Petersburg Times. There's this was considered the creme de la creme of the publishing world. This was the Poynter Institute. And this somebody writes this opinion. It says, drag is awesome. Okay. Now, let me explain something to you, and let me see if you can explain this. Let me see if we can explain this to you. And work with me on this. Nobody is saying that drag performances should be illegal. They have existed since pre-Shakespeare, Hasty Pudding, Flip Wilson, Milton Berle, Some Like It Hot, just whatever. Nobody, John Waters, Hairspray, nobody is doing that. The only legislation was regarding this in school. Children to see this. So what they do is they say, now here's what we're going to do. You're going to take something and you're going to say it the wrong way. For example, if Second Amendment advocates said, Democrats think that people can break into my house and kill me. They are for criminals coming in, and you got to throw George Soros' name in there just to give it some, even though you have no understanding of what George Soros did or what he believes in. It doesn't matter. Just say it, and you'll do fine. Anyway, but you say, well, the Democrats obviously want to endorse this. Why? Well, because they want to take away my Second Amendment rights, and therefore they want me to be killed in my bed. What are you talking about? Doesn't matter what I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now that he wants to, blah, 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 blah. So take it the wrong way. Learn from them. Say, Joe Biden doesn't mind if my family is slaughtered in their bed. Why? Because they want to remove my ability to defend myself. We didn't say that. Well, you don't like AR-15s. Well, that's good enough for me. So take it. You craft the opinion. You craft the take, and you focus it. That's what the Democrats do. They're brilliant. That's not what the Republicans do. Nothing. Look at this story. Ready for this? Here's a headline. Go to my Twitter feed. Prenatal marijuana use results in babies with lower weight. Marijuana usage during the first trimester of pregnancy can result in infants having lower body weight. Did you ever think you'd be hearing anybody even complaining about this? Let me ask you this. Is it constitutional for Congress to mandate AM radios in cars? What is that all about? Maybe you're going to... First, does anybody have... Seriously, I'm going to ask you a very serious, simple question. Does anybody have any car radio antenna that can pick up AM without an app? I can't pick up anything. Now, I know it's a Yugo, it's a late model car, it's a stretch, but I need an app or something to hook into if I want to hear something, better or whatever it is. What are we talking about? AM radio? Well, we need that for the emergency broadcast. You know who's saying this? People in AM radio. I got to tell you something right now. Let me stop right there. Stop. I have a dream one day of rekindling, revitalizing AM radio. I have a dream. I really do. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to own it, and I'm not going to give it to some guy who wants to, some vanity thing. So somebody can say, I want to own this radio station so I can put all my friends on and relive days when I was a teenager, and I'll take these call letters and put together this schlock radio station that's just, no. The very first thing I'm going to do is, in my program director, because the program director is very important, I'm going to say, let me talk to you about something. I don't care about your radio experience. Tell me about your news experience. What do you know? Tell me what interests you today. Oh, I don't know. I just watch Fox News. No. That's not what I ask you. What interests you? Tell me your political ideology. I'll spend an hour with you. Give me your worldview. Let me ask you some questions, and you better know what you're talking about, because if you don't, you're out of here. They never do that. They get some moron who used to be at a radio station who did overnights in Sheboygan, who did music radio, and they say, well, you're in radio. Here, you'll do this. You'll program a news talk radio station. Because you were in radio, even though you don't know anything, even though you have the intellectual capacity of a dolt, of a bolt, of a dart, of a speed bump, of a soap dish, of a lint brush. That's what we're gonna put you in charge of, because you were in radio. And you, maybe you watch news or Newsmax. That's it. I'll just mimic what I'll just take this, and whoever sets it first will just keep, hey, how about that whistleblower? Well, what is a whistleblower? Well, something about that. So that's it. What stories interest you? I don't know. What happened? I don't know. That's the first thing. Listen to what I'm telling you. The best, and it may not be the best for you, but in terms of subject matter, is on streaming. It's on YouTube, and also citizen, civilian, alternative, and or foreign radio. The best. The best. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Do you hear what I'm saying? The best. I'm hearing things that are so fascinating. And here is the deal. When you chase the headlines, you miss the point. Because whoever determines the headlines determines the subject matter. Headlines aren't important. That's not that important. Headlines kind of miss it. This is the question that people should be asking. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Is there anything that Durham report issued that you didn't know? No, of course not. No. Did Durham report ever mention the CIA? Well, that's not his jurisdiction. Come on. Remember the two people that Durham was responsible for prosecuting? One was Sussman, and the other one is some guy fresh out of law school who falsified an affidavit or something. I don't know what it was. That's it. Stop. The issue is, on my radio station, why Durham was a whitewash. You're missing the point. Now, wasn't the cheap? It's a limited hangout. I'm going to read this to you. I want you to read this, and I hope you got my newsletter from yesterday. You better sign up for. Do you sign up for the newsletter? Do you? I don't know how. Let me give you a link for that one. And by the way, I want to tell you something right now. And I didn't say this before, but I'm going to say it again. I love our sponsors, and I want to say it right now to our good friends at MyPillow. God bless them. That's it right there. MyPillow. They tried to keep MyPillow down. They tried to throw MyPillow out of Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, look what happened to that. I have a very simple rule in this country. I believe everybody should be able to say whatever they want. And if you're full of prunes, that's it. I don't listen to you. I'll decide. If it's misinformation, disinformation, fine. I've been hearing this all my life. You know where you hear this all the time? Diet information. Oh, dear God. Dear God. You know, Steve Jobs may very well could be alive today if he had only paid attention to conventional medicine. This is what many people are saying when he had that pancreatic cancer. Because his particular form was a bit rare, but could have been susceptible to conventional medical protocols and the like. But no, he wanted to go into that juice stuff, whatever it is. Look, if that's what you want to do, that's up to you. But anybody who goes on TV and says, well, juicing. Juicing? You think juicing is better than what? That'll kill you. You know what? So what? It's up to you. Listen to it. Listen to it. Reject it. Speech is guaranteed. Say it. The rest is up to you. I'm not going to protect you from somebody saying something that's imbecilic. Okay? You got that? That's simple. We are in such 211 likes. I want to start something, and I've been telling you this for the longest time. Hashtag so what? If somebody says something wrong, so what? Somebody says something wrong, so what? So what? So what? I hear wrong information all the time. You know this Daniel Penny case? I'm hearing things all the time. It's wrong. It's misinformation. It's disinformation. It's wrong. They're not telling you this story. Well, he's a hero. Well, yes, but you want to hear the rest of the story? No. That's not free speech. That's wrong. You know what? Go ahead. You're entitled to it. I'll live with it. I just don't listen to you. You can tell me the 1619 Project. Anybody shut her down? Nope. That's disinformation, misinformation. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Thaddeus Walters joins us. 40-year-old man broke through Vatican Swiss Guard and Gendarmeria with his car before a shootout subdued him in Piazza San Tommaso, Inner Sanctum. Wow. Wow. Eric, man in academia. There's a long joke about the Pope. Remember this? He goes, there's so many Pope jokes. It's not even funny. Eric, let me ask you something. Eric, you are in academia. What is the spirit of free speech in what you're saying? What is the freedom of speech with you? 224 likes. Horrible. I want people to say everything they want. It's a very simple thing. I believe in it. Everything you want. I think stuff is so stupid, wrong, mindless. Many things are. But I am not in the position of telling you what you can and can't talk about. You got that? I am not in the position of telling you what you can and can't talk about. Say what you want. Period. I don't understand this. What happened to this? We're Americans and elsewhere. Say what you want. How about people who don't say what they want? How about people who walk around still with a cloth like silk masks? Silk? What is this for? What are you going to do? Stick up the place? Do you think that works? No. I don't know what works for what. Maybe it's a fashion statement. Should the person be allowed to do this? Yes. Why? Because we live in a free society. It's that simple. Do you want me to go through religion? No. Do you want me to go through... No, of course not. You should be able to do that. This is free speech. I don't understand this. I don't... This is the thing that we should be talking about. This is what these idiots, these fools, and by the way, when it comes to talk radio, forget it. You're not going to be hearing that right now because it's still, it's a different world. I'm going to tell you some other ones too. What else is there? Well, that's that. Let me see. Some other good stories. Oh, here we go. Cory Bush's reparations proposals belongs in the 19th century. H.R. 40 is the pathway for the governmental framework that will help restore national balance and unity in terms of wealth, healthcare, education, housing, and the criminal justice system. A movement toward the national reckoning. This is Cory Bush. What the hell does that mean? What are we talking about? You know that affirmative action is dead. That thing is dead, dead, dead. That is going nowhere. And the idea is terrific, but it's going nowhere. And they're going to blame, of course, this right-wing nationalist, whatever you want to call this business. We have a very simple thing in this country. And I'm going to say this very quickly, and I'm going to let you grab it. For the longest time, people have said some pretty wild things, and they just never caught on. Something called critical legal studies came along, in which it was this idea that said that the criminal justice system in America has been used for the longest time to subdue, quash, quell, destroy individual rights, individual freedoms, and that the only way to restore this and to perhaps reduce or reverse this particular trend is to destroy, vanish, alter the criminal justice system by basically letting people go. Critical legal studies. Critical, their word, critical. That gave rise to the other critical theories, like critical race theory. And the crits, C-R-I-T-S, are the proponents of various critical theories. There is a movement now that's going to suggest that you should be able to use as a mitigating factor to lower guideline sentences in the case of criminal defendants based upon their race. If you're black, we mitigate that. You're black, probation, no probation. 30 days, recommended sentence, you're black, 2 days. Mitigate sentences. Mitigate, why? Because of your race. I submit to you one day you are going to have people who are going to enjoy, listen to me, criminal liability, immunity based upon their race. Meaning, there will come a time when black people cannot be charged with criminal offenses. Think I'm kidding? Think I'm kidding? Absolutely not. Because what you have to do is you have to take what's going on right now and you have to extrapolate it forward to the most extreme lunacy ever. And there are people who are pushed out. Come on, Corey, but just go out. Say it. But this is crazy. Just say it. We'll take care of you later. Okay, all right. Rachel Rollins, say this stuff, but then just say it. We'll take care of you. AOC, say it. Ilhan Omar, say it. Just push them out. Keep saying it. And you bring in the gender people. Come on, do that. Say it. Really? Yes. Okay, what about the surgery? Come on out. Bring them out. And so you're surrounded by, it's like they opened up the mental hospitals and you're just everywhere around you. You're hearing this. And you can't tell anymore. You can't appreciate anymore what's really happening. You can't appreciate anymore the degree of lunacy that we're seeing. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's lunacy. This is what's happening. You are being conditioned. And what happens is, the worst part are the people who come along and they say, oh, we're going to provide for you a political program so you'll be able to explore these. No, they don't give you enough. They don't give you enough. It's like, listen, are we going to, do you believe in physical education? Yes. Great. Here's our class. Curls. That's it. That's all? That's it. But that's not enough. I didn't say that was enough. That's all we want to show you. That's Fox News. That's Newsmax. That's the various kind of first-tiered Little League stuff. The good stuff is deeper. And that involves getting people to be autodidacts, people who read, people who understand, and people who have an insatiable curiosity, and people who have this idea that they don't know anything. And instead of them listening to me, what they do is they say, no, really? I mentioned this before to you, and I've been saying this since the beginning of time. My passions have always been, of course, Bilderberg, secret groups, secret organizations, especially when people said I was making it up. And I knew I won when Bilderberg actually had a website. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've been talking about since the beginning of time the idea of atmospheric spraying. Now, when I said this, and when I've talked about this, people have said, oh, you're talking about chemtrails. I said, no. Nobody said that. That's not what I said. No. That's a different story. Geoengineering. Oh, go to geoengineering. Just Google that. And what's the first thing you see? Geoengineering, Harvard University. On the right, climate engineering. Then University of Oxford. What is geoengineering? Why consider it? Then there's what is geoengineering from the Geoengineering Monitor, a Brookings Institute preparing the United States for security and governance, including releasing reflective particles into the atmosphere, known as strategic aerosolization, Yale University, Botanica, MIT Technology Review, The Guardian, Time Magazine, Carbon Brief. It's there. And when I said this, I said, excuse me. I'm not making this up. Forget the fact that you're not looking up in the sky. It's here. Bill Gates is talking about this. I don't want to hear. Tell me that. Explain to me how so many people say, don't tell me what I don't want to hear. 248 likes? What is the matter? Come on, we need those likes. Come on, do it. Take one for the team, whatever that means. I don't understand it. Is it because we don't teach science? Read this. I don't want to read this. Why? Because I don't like where you're going with this. I played one time a friend of mine who was a devout Christian, a song by John Prine called Jesus, the Missing Years. I don't want to hear that. No, it's about Jesus is unaccounted for. I don't want to hear about that. Well, if Jesus was unaccounted for, I would have heard about that. Wait a minute. What? Don't tell me what I don't want to hear. Don't tell me a story. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about this. Never forget, years ago, somebody said, I'm into vitamin C. I take a lot of vitamin C. How much vitamin C do you take? Oh, 2,000-3,000. You're taking 3 grams of C a day. Hope you don't have any kidney stones or problems with that. What? So I gave him the article. I said, this is what you got to be careful. I don't want to see that. No, because I don't like that. You don't care about kidney stones? I don't care about kidney stones. I like what I'm doing. People don't want to hear me tell them that what they're saying is wrong. They just don't. And you know and I know. If you say certain things about, do you remember years ago? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to send something back. I'm going to go back in time with you. You're going to love this one. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. At the time of AIDS, who remembers AIDS? When AIDS first came, not the diet candy, but AIDS, or SIDA, as they say in the Spanish countries. In late 70s, early 80s, when we started to hear about this, somebody said, what is this? What is going on? And somebody said, well, it seems to be bloodborne, blood transferred, and it seems to be predominantly in people who use IV drug users. They share the needles. People who are involved in certain intimate acts. People who again, it's the exchange of blood products. Birth, breast feeding, and some other things as well. Okay, fine. Now, at the same time, somebody said, and they said, wow, this is really communicable during sex, during unprotected sex. And there was this group of people. I think it was Rolling Stone magazine. They said, well, yeah, but not all. What do you mean sex? Doesn't matter. Unprotected sex. Well, wait a minute. Do you mean intromission? Yes. Do you mean all? No. What happened was, and this was the theory, this was the thesis. There were a number of people who were proponents of, and I can kind of understand this a little bit, but there are people who are proponents of more and more research, and they said, if Americans think, or people think, that this is a gay disease, or an IV drug users, or people who are into simian butchery in the jungles, they're gonna say, I don't have to worry about this. Heterosexual mix, I'm not gonna get this. You don't get this from conventional, intromission, heterosexual. This is that other stuff. We don't do that other stuff. And if people think that, they'll say, forget the funding. So there was an attempt, such was the thesis of Rolling Stone, that this was being portrayed as a far more communicable, far more dangerous for everybody. So what they did was they said, well, do you have any cases of heterosexual men who, yes, remember Magic Johnson? They go, see? Nobody dared say, can we talk to you? No. Don't you want to know how? No. You don't want to know how Magic? No. Okay. I think you just answered my question. So what they did was they went and they looked towards people, men in particular, who claimed to say, I'm only my wife and I and blah, blah, blah. And when they found out, upon closer and closer inspection of this, they found that they weren't only monogamous, or they weren't exclusively in heterosexual types of behaviors. They were lying. Grumpy Lizzle, thank you, GL. Thank you so much. By the way, Grumpy Lizzle, thank you immensely. Do you see what that did? They went crazy. And they said, stop that. And at the time, I was saying, wait a minute. This is the information that we need. Shut up. What do you mean, shut up? Because it wasn't popular to suggest that a particular behavior, a particular demographic, a particular form of intimacy or drug use, that was responsible. Oh no, it had to be this across the board. If you sneeze, and then people like Princess Diana came along and held babies. He goes, no, it's anyway. You see what happens? Sometimes people do not want to hear about certain behaviors, and you can extrapolate that, because if that destroys the narrative, forget it. Okay? Forget it. There's another narrative going on right now that people are suggesting that obesity is a disease. Okay, it might be. No, it's a disease that you can't catch. I mean, excuse me, not you can't that you can't prevent, excuse me. Well, I don't know what. No, because you're seeing this one particular TikToker. She says, I think I should have bigger seats in the airplane because I'm large, because after all, I suffer from an infirmity that is not merely just it's not my own gluttonous ways. This is a disease. And it's fat shaming. And they say, wait a minute. First of all, we'll get to two issues. Number one, maybe we should accommodate different sizes of people, irrespective of the causation factor of their. But the second issue you're saying you had nothing to do with this? No. Do people with lung cancer who smoke have anything to say? Well, yes. Uh-huh. Well, this isn't the same. Why not? You mean to tell me you can't lose weight? No. You can't lose weight. You can't. Some people cannot will away cancer. I understand that. You mean to tell me without any form of surgery or medical interaction or intervention, you can't lose weight? No. That's what they want you to believe. Now, some people may be true. There may be some very serious pituitary or endocrine problems, but that's not the case here. So what I did was, when they don't like where I'm going, I'm fat shaming. This is hate speech. See what they do is like, wait a minute, I'm not, no, it's not hate. Stop it. I'm not saying that. I don't understand this. Do you see where we are today? And here's what I'm saying. The government's not doing this. We're doing this. The government's can't blame Joe Biden for this. You can't. Joe Biden never said, you can't talk about this. How I would love one day for Greta Thunberg. I like the way somebody said Greta Thunberg. Where did they ever hear Thunberg? I've never heard this name. How people can mispronounce names. But I'd love to ask Greta Thunberg. By the way, Greta, would you join me in thanking the number of climate scientists out there who are trying to use reflective aerosolization by using high altitude or stratospheric in this geoengineering? Would you join me? Yes. Aha! Nobody will address it except by everybody meeting it's the weirdest thing. It's the best kept open secret. Will you talk about this? No. They're meeting. It's like the Bilderberg. There's no such thing. They're meeting. They meet every year. No, they don't. Yes, they do. There's no spraying. It's there. Harvard, they're telling you that. What is this? I don't like that. I don't want to see that. It's like when a child goes like this, he covers his face to make you go away. So that's enough from me. Let me just tell you something. I want so much for you at the end of our 275 likes. Dear God. I want you to join me in recognizing the fact that we have to teach people how to think differently. That's all I'm saying. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I am saying. And to Grumpy Lizzie, thank you so much, Grumpy Lizzie. You are incredible. Thank you so much. Eric Thaddeus Walters, grazie mille. Gendarmeria. I like the gendarme. I'm from the gendarme. Thank you, my good friend. Loyal to the core. One of the original members of the Conspirators. 007 and a half. Thank you, Jimmy. Howard Schoonover, thank you. Phil McGrath. Thank you so much, Phil. You are remember this? You're wonderful to the core. Rotten to the core, but wonderful to the infantry. Remember that great joke? In any event. Now, before I forget, I want to give you something. Mrs. L has a wonderfully important and critical, a brand new piece. Look at this one. This is called "Protecting Our Forgotten Borders." But there's a new take to this. A new take. Hang on. This. Copy that. And by the way, it's a pretty snazzy thumbnail. Look at Mrs. L there. Look at that. Not too shabby. Que linda. Que bonita chica. Anyway, there she is with that. Don't forget our dear friends too. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Thank you. They were with us, and we are with them, and we're never going to forget you for that. All right, kids, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. We will see you tonight at 7 p.m. What am I saying? 7 p.m. And until then, remember this. This valedictory, this sayonara, this adios. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.